Thank you very much, Chairman Faust. I will acknowledge that this will be a very quick and high-level overview. And let me start by saying that the W.I.S.H, which stands for the Workforce Innovation and Skills Hub, will be co-located at the new Lee District Community Center, which was acquired under the leadership of our chairman, Chairman McKay. I'll also note that the location of this center is strategic. It is in an area of opportunity, and many of the folks who live where this center will be located have been adversely impacted by COVID. It is very, very vital, very, very important to provide supports to support them in their specific needs. So if we go to the next slide, you'll see the center has, and I apologize, I know this is a little bit small, the center is about 50,000 square feet in total. Of that, approximately 8,000 square feet of it will be committed to this W.I.S.H component. What you'll note is that it's broken out in a couple of ways. If you look at the left top corner, that is the left top corner of the graphic here, you'll see three spaces. One will be for welding, one will be for wood making, and one will be for electrical, and just below it is a carpentry workshop. So we'll have a lot of the trades and other areas that will be conducting training and other activities in that space. What you'll see to the right of those three spaces is a large open area, which will be for classrooms and for events and other programs. And then below that, you'll see two other spaces, which are also delineated for classroom space as well. So we have the operator set for this facility. The operator will be Melwood, who has a pretty distinguished career here in the region, supporting those who are seeking employment in a number of areas, whether it be in local government, federal government, private sector. Additionally, they will be supported by an organization called Building Momentum. So Building Momentum has been around in the city of Alexandria, done a lot in the area of training development and then also in technology development. And what I'm delighted to say about them is that they're a veteran-owned company, and they actually won from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce the Small Veteran-Owned Company of the Year. So we're delighted to be working with them and having them as a part of this effort as well. Slide 2, please. So when we look at the goals for the W.I.S.H, the important thing is to provide access to entry-level employment. And our goal is that people will make at least $21 to $24 per hour. Now, I know that doesn't seem like a lot as we talk about for a number of folks in this room, but we have to understand that the residents along this corridor are typically making somewhere around $12, at most $14 per hour in this particular area. We are going to do this and helping them get these jobs by forging partnerships, which we've done with a number of employers. We've got over 17 that have signed on to be partners, and I'll just mention three here very quickly. Dominion Energy, Inova Health Systems, and then we have the building trades, which includes all 13 of the building trades in the DC metro area. Why is this important? What we've done is to establish the identification of the job and then to work that backwards in terms of what skills would be necessary, and then we're going to do obviously the case management and support of the individuals coming into a program where we know they will end up with a job. So for example, with Dominion, I just want to share this conversation that we've recently had with them. They've talked about this wind and turbine program that they're developing currently off the coast of Virginia Beach. They'll be constructing 183 wind turbines. These turbines require kind of special training for both maintenance and operations, and what they've articulated to us is that they will provide that specific training in our center. So if there are folks who want to become knowledgeable and to be able to operate and manage a wind turbine, they'll be able to learn that skill in this center. Once they finish, and if they're certified, they will be guaranteed a job with Dominion. And then Dominion went on to say something that I literally almost fell out of my seat when they expressed this, and that is, we are willing to provide opportunities for those individuals who would like to start their own companies and end up with a contract with Dominion. And that contract could be for 20 or 30 years. This will be extraordinarily transformational for the folks who live in this community. So again, we are excited about this. We will also be exposing students, young individuals who are part of the center, to new and emerging technologies. We've got a couple of STEM programs that we will be offering. We've been working very closely with both George Mason University, and I'll say Dr. Washington is just an amazing advocate and certainly a person who understands, in particular, drone technology. So the very first time he walked into the center and saw the space, he immediately commented, "These ceilings are so high that we can have folks in here flying drones," and we immediately said, that is the thing that we are focused on here at this center. In addition, we see this as an opportunity for us to help demystify kind of technology and access to technology for a number of the students, and to get them to see themselves in careers in those areas. The fourth goal on the slide is to have this program evolve and lead to an incubation model that's been discussed for years at the original Mount Vernon High School. And again, leveraging new and emerging technologies and trying to seed those along the historic Richmond Highway corridor. So thinking again about drones, 3D printers, sensor technologies, building and construction technologies, and green technologies. The beauty of this, looking at the emerging technologies, is we're not being competitive with any other part of Fairfax County, because we know the Dulles Corridor, we know that the Silver Line, we know that Tysons, Reston, and Herndon are the business centers for Fairfax County. That's where we've seen the largest concentration of companies, the largest companies, the most quote-unquote successful companies have gone there. But there are opportunities that we'll be able to bring to this portion of Richmond Highway. Under services, we're working very closely again with our operator, Millwood. So Millwood will provide case management and other kind of intake services. And what's important is that we're going to make sure that we work closely with our clients and with our residents, because we know that they're going to have issues from a human services standpoint that we're going to have to work very closely with. And Michael Beckett's is here from Family Services, and we'll be working obviously in conjunction with them as we look at what other needs the clients might have and the service needs that they might have, and how we can address those, whether they be transportation, whether they we need help with a uniform, we need help learning how to write a resume, whatever the specific area of need is, we're going to be there to support them. And this is the part that I think is going to be really, really critical, is that we're going to stay with the client and stay with the resident even after they get employment. We want to track them and make sure that they're not experiencing future difficulties. And if they are, we'll be there to help. And if they need additional training and additional certifications, we'll be able to provide those as well. And then the last point on this slide I'll make is on diversion. So we've been talking with the Commonwealth Attorney about a program that would be focused on youth in particular. So those are like 16 to 20, 21, first-time offenders who have made a mistake. And there might be an opportunity for us to divert them into a workforce training program as opposed to pushing them into the criminal justice program. So we're in the incipient stages of defining what that would look like, but that is something that we'll also be providing here as well. Slide 4, which is our last slide, is on status. So here I'll note we've been working pretty diligently to get the center open. The center will be open in the June-July timeframe, assuming that we get through all of the supply chain issues. Again, everyone who's doing construction and development and trying to procure equipment realizes that this is something that you really can't control. But with the expectation that we'll be open in June, July, we have had a number of opportunities where we are now starting to place in our initial process a number of residents into employment. So we have 6 residents that we've just recently placed into a company that's involved in it's basically a sensor technology for agricultural applications. So it's a way to basically determine kind of what's going on with the soil very quickly, and there's some components that are being developed by our residents for this application. What's interesting is we did a little survey with them just to kind of get a sense of kind of where are they as they came in. So all of the clients that we have in this program were unemployed at the time that they came in. Some of them had been unemployed for over 2 years. They noted that the average income for them in this group was $14 per hour before they came into this program. We brought them in at $21 an hour to start, and we learned a few things from them. We asked them just how their experience was, and I'll share just a couple of quotes, which these aren't my words, these are theirs. This environment is very welcoming, and I enjoy all the people that I work with. My employment here has helped me both to gain experience, but learn about what I want to do with my career. And the one that got me was, this job has totally changed my lifestyle. I now have hope where I felt like nothing and everything was lost. So the purpose here obviously is to help transform lives, and I think as we continue working on this effort and getting the center opened and deploying the resources and working with the partners that we have, we'll hopefully see this come to fruition. And the last 2 points I'll make is that we'll continue working with the community to identify folks to come into the center and to be a part of the program, and we will actively have a program for promotion once the center is open. But we've already hired a couple of coordinators who are both Spanish speaking and are familiar with the community, who are trusted folks from the community who are helping us get the word out and talk about the programming, and I will keep you posted on how it goes. So with that, I'll conclude my remarks. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.